Shiva Puranam, Vidyesvara Samhita, Chapter 15. Description of the country, time, and vessel in Deva-yajna. The sages said, O Suta, you are well aware of everything, therefore you kindly speak about the country and the time suitable for the adoration. Suta said, for the performing of the god, for the performing of the good deeds like the Deva-yajna in one's own house yields equal merit. One achieves 10 times more of the reward by performing so in a cowshed, and 10 times more of it by doing so at the bank of a river or a tank. Still, one earns 10 times more the reward by doing so under a creeper. The tulasi plant, holy basil, or a pipala tree. Still, 10 times more of the reward can be had by doing so in the temple of the god, and 10 times more by doing so in one's own house. One can get the reward 10 times more of it by performing at the river bank, and still times more by doing so over the river bank at a sacred place. Further, 10 times of the reward can be achieved by performing over the banks of the Saptaganga river, which include Ganga, Godavari, Kaveri, Tamraparni, Sindhu, Sarayu, and Reva. Still 10 times. Still 10 times more of the reward can be achieved by performing at the seashore. Still 10 times more reward can be had by performing over the mountain peak. Indeed, the best place is where a person is able to concentrate his mind. One gets the complete reward for the performing of the yajna, charities, etc. in Satya Yuga. In the Treta Yuga, the reward is reduced to a third of it, while in Dwapara it is reduced to one fourth of it, which is further reduced towards the end of Kali Yuga. A person with a spotless mind, when performs an auspicious deed on an auspicious day, it bestows equal rewards. Further, 10 times of the reward is achieved by a devotee on the Surya Sankranti day. In case the first day of the month falls in Aries and Libra zodiac signs, one gets 10 times more the reward. It multiplies to 10 times more on the day the sun goes in the north of equator or in the south of equator. One gets 10 times more reward. On the first day of Margashirsha, one achieves 10 times more the reward, while on the day of lunar eclipse, the reward is further increased by 10 times. The reward is further multiplied to 10 more times when the performance is made on the day of solar eclipse, which is the best because the Visha Yoga of the sun in the form of the universe which causes ailment to the people. Therefore, in order to pacify that poison, one should take a bath and perform charities as well as the japam. Because of it being the period of pacifying the poison, it is considered be the auspicious time. At the end of the constellation of birth, the effect of the charities is like the solar eclipse. The keeping of the company of the ascetics is comparable to a crore of the solar eclipses. Those performing tapas, the learned people, yogis, as well as the yatis, are adorable, and by worshipping them, the sins are washed out. Or a Brahmana, having recited the Gayatri mantra by 24 lakhs of times, he also is adorable, and by adoring him, one gets all the comforts. The one who saves others from falling is called Patra in the scriptures. One who protects donor from sins is also called Patra. The one who saves a singer from falling in the hell is called Gayatri. In other words, the one who always recites Gayatri mantra, the said mantra protects him. As the penniless person cannot give money to the other person, and the rich man can give wealth to others, similarly, a person who himself is spotless and pure can protect others. A Brahmana who recites the Gayatri mantra is considered to be purified. Therefore, in the activities like giving of charities, japam, performing of homa and adoration, for the receiving of the donations, and to protect the host, Brahmana is the appropriate person. He is also the suitable person to receive the food. Whosoever, be a man or a woman, when invites the excellent Brahmana, then he should carefully give the charities. His word and its meaning portrays the intelligence and bestows the desired reward. A Brahmana who is in need, when given the charity, it would bestow the complete reward. The charity which is given after begging bestows half the merit. The charity which is given to a servant bestows one fourth of the merit. O Brahmanas, a Brahmana whose entire family is poor, in case the charity is given to him, the donor achieves comforts for 10 years on earth. By giving the charities to a Brahmana well versed in the Vedas, the donor earns comforts for 10 years in the heaven. The Brahmana who recites Gayatri, and if the charity is given to him, the donor, as a reward thereof, enjoys pleasures in Satyaloka for 10 years. The one who gives charity to a Brahmana who is devoted to Vishnu, the donor achieves Vaikuntha after his death. By giving charity to a Brahmana devoted to Shiva, the donor achieves Kailasa, the abode of Shiva. The charity is given for achieving of those respective places. If a donor gives charity food to the 10 Brahmanas with the incense composed of 10 ingredients, which is used at the time of worship, he in the next birth remains healthy and without any ailment for 10 years. The Dashanga donation of the food includes to respect, application of invite and ointment over the body, pressing of the feet, adoring with costumes, fragrance, and then adoring a Brahmana, offering sweet cakes, 6 types of eatables, betel, offering of money as dakshina, salutation to see of someone after walking some distance are called the dashanga, annadana. When a donor gives dashanga food to the Brahmanas on Sunday, he remains healthy for 100 years. The giving away of the food on Sunday and other days is rewarded according to the quality of the food. By giving away the food, one is reborn as a human being in the next birth. When the Brahmanas are served the Shanga food on all the 7 days of the week, he is rewarded with health and other benefits. Similarly, when a donor serves food to 100 Brahmanas on Sunday, he remains hale and hearty for 1,000 years and then achieves the place of Shiva. By serving food to the 10,000 Brahmanas, one enjoys all the pleasures for 10,000 years. Similar is the case with Monday and other weekdays. By serving food to 10,000 Brahmanas who purify themselves with reciting of the Gayatri mantra, the donor remains healthy for long in the Satya Loka. A donor by serving food to 10,000 Brahmanas achieves the Vishnu Loka, and by serving food to a lakh of Brahmana, he achieves the Indra Loka. The persons desirous of achieving wisdom or knowledge should serve food to the Brahmana boys with Brahma Buddhi. The persons who are desirous of sons should serve food to the young Brahmanas, taking them to be Lord Vishnu. The people who are desirous of achieving prana or wisdom should serve food to the old Brahmanas, taking them to be Shiva. The girls should be served food, taking them to be Saraswati, with the intention of achieving wisdom. The persons who intend to enjoy comforts should serve food to the young damsels, taking them to be the form of Lakshmi. The persons desirous of self consciousness should serve food to the old Brahmana woman, taking them to be Parvati. The amount earned with getting of the grain after harvest or having livelihood from the gleaning of the field, or the amount earned by means of Guru Dakshina, is considered to be quite pure. One achieves full merits by donating the same. The money received from the Brahmana as the amount of donation is called the Dravya of middle rung. The amount earned by farming and trade is treated as the inferior. The money earned by the Kshatriyas by means of prowess, the money earned by the Vaishyas by trade, and the money earned by the Shudras by means of serving others is called the best. The amount the women receive from their husbands and the parents is fit for religious purposes. On the month of Chaitra and others, one should give away 12 things, including the cows, or one should give away these things for the sake of charity during the auspicious time, which include the cow, land, sesamum, gold, ghee, costume, cereals, guda, silver, salt, pumpkin, and the girl. These are the 12 dravyas which would be given in charities. Giving away of a cow, or the padartha made of cow's milk and the cow dung, which does good to remove the pains of the people who are dependent financially on others. With the use of water, cow's urine, etc., the miseries of the dependents should be removed. Similarly, with the use of the milk, curd, and ghee, the sins committed by body, speech, and the mind are removed, and the merits are increased. This should be understood by the people with wisdom. O Brahmana, with the donation of land, a person is honored in this world as well as the future world. With the giving away of sisamum, the strength is increased and one overcomes the death. With the giving away of the gold, the power of digestion is increased. The power of digestion is increased besides the strength. The body becomes stronger with the giving away of ghee. The age is increased with the giving away of the clothes. With the giving away of the cereals, the fortunes are increased by giving of the guda, one gets sweet food. By giving away the silver, strength is increased, and by giving away of the salt, all the six rashas are increased. O Brahmanas, the pumpkin bestows all types of fortunes and all the pleasures in both the worlds. By performing Kanyadana, a person enjoys pleasure throughout the life. The jackfruit, mango, the wood apple, the fruits of banana, and other oshadhis, or those which emerge from creepers and shrubs, besides the black gram, green vegetables, black pepper, mustard seeds, or whatever vegetables or fruits are grown in whatever season, they should be given to the Brahmanas. The learned people should give to the Brahmana such of the things which please the ears and other organs of the body. By giving away the 10 things relating to the sound, all the 10 directions are pleased. The devout people say, by hearing the Vedas and other scriptures from the preceptor, one surely gets the reward. By fear of the relatives or friends or the king, the devoutness which develops in a person is considered to be a bit lesser than best of devout wisdom. The poor people, in the absence of all the dravyas noted above, should adore the Lord with their sweet voice and noble deeds. The reciting of mantras, stotras, eulogy, japam, muttering should be treated as the adoration by the tongue. The vratas, fasting, and going on pilgrimage is to be treated as the adoration with the body. Whatever deed is performed in honor of the god or the slightest dedication to him bestows comfort to the performer. The charities and the tapas should be performed daily. beautified with one's own varna and the noble qualities. Even the house should be donated. With the charities given for the pleasure of the gods, one achieves all types of comforts, and by doing so, one achieves comforts in the present as well as the future life. In case the charities are dedicated to the Lord Shiva, one achieves salvation. A person who listens or reads this chapter, he attains devotion in dharma as well as the spotless wisdom. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane Prathamayang Vidyesvara Samhitayang Deshkalapatradi Varnanam Nama Panchadashodhyayah. Chapter 16. Description of the adoration of Parthiva Linga. The sages said, O Suta, you kindly explain to us the Parthiva clay idols type of adoration, performing which one achieves all type of success. Suta said, O sages, you have asked me the best question which always bestows the fulfillment of all the desires and by which all the miseries are over. I am going to speak to you about the same. O Brahmana, the Parthiva type of adoration drives away the untimely death as well as the natural death and bestows always the wealth, cereals, wife, and the sons. Since all the padarthas like the food, cereals, costumes, etc., emerge out of the earth, therefore the linga made in earth makes one succeed in all his wishes. Both the men and women can equally participate in the same. For the purpose of making an earthen linga, the clay from the water in the middle of the river, tank, or the well has to be collected. Then the clay should be purified, adding to it the fragrant powder. It should then be carried to a well built mandapa, and milk should be mixed with it. The image or the linga should be made of clay using the milk. All the limbs should be made, while the weapons should be placed in the appropriate limbs. The image should then be placed over the lotus seat and then adored with respect. A Brahmana should adore Ganesha, Surya, Vishnu, Parvati, Shiva, besides Shiva Linga, with 16 types of worship in order to achieve the best results. Then, showering the flowers, he should perform the Abhisheka, reciting the Vedic hymns. For the Shiva Linga consecrated in the house, the one Kudava Naivedya of fine rice should be offered, while the Linga consecrated by the people, a prastha, a particular measure of Naivedya should be offered. The footnote says one bowl, approximately 250 grams. Besides, double or three times of the Naivedya could also be offered. 1,000 prasthas of Naivedya, when offered by a Brahmana, he achieves the Satya Loka in reality. The Linga, when made 25 fingers in length and 15 fingers in height, in iron or wood, the people with wisdom call it Shiva. Its 1/8 part is called Prastha, and 1/4 of it is called Kudava. The water, the water, oil, fragrance, and other dravyas should be offered to the linga consecrated by a person in the aforesaid manner. Offering 10 prasthas of the Naivedya to a linga consecrated by a rishi, 100 prasthas of Naivedya should be offered, and the linga which appeared of its own should be offered 1,000 prasthas of Naivedya adoring it, which is called Mahapuja. With the offering of Abhisheka to the said linga, one's soul gets purified. One achieves merits by offering the fragrance to it. The offering of Naivedya increases the length of life and satisfaction, and by offering the same, one achieves merits. With the offering of the lamb, one achieves wisdom. The offering of the betel bestows the worldly pleasures. Therefore, one should adore the linga by 6 types of methods. With the offering of salutation as well as performing of japam, all the desires are fulfilled. The people desirous of pleasures as well as the moksha should make use of the salutation and the japam at the end of the adoration. In the mental puja as well as in all the six types of methods of adoration should also be made use of, and by doing so the people achieve the respective places. O Brahmanas, the devotees of this type also enjoy all the pleasures of the intervening lokas, which I am going to speak out to you. You please listen to me carefully. On the fourth day of the bright fortnights of he months of Shravana and Bhadrapada, on Friday Ganesha should be adored appropriately. In this way, by adoring Ganesha, a person achieves the desired things in the world. On the day of Satabhisha constellation in the month of Pausha, Ganesha should be appropriately adored. Thus, adoring Ganesha in 100 or 1,000 times, a person enjoys comforts for an equivalent number of days. By adoring the god or the fire god daily with devotion, a person is relieved of all the pains of the sins. By adoring Shiva and other gods on their respective weekdays, the soul gets purified on the basis of the favorable day, constellations, and the yogas. All the desires are fulfilled. A day which is free from rise or downfall is like the Purna Brahman. In the activities of the Brahmanas, the day of rising and the weekday have been taken into account. The adoration of the god, which is done at the end of lunar day, it bestows complete reward. In case the tithi is in the afternoon, then the first part of the same combined with the night is considered to be good for performing rites for the mains. The next day is considered to be auspicious for the performing of the auspicious deeds. In case the tithi is up to noon, then it should be taken to have been the rising one. The deeds relating to the gods should be performed in the auspicious constellations, etc. The appropriate weekday should also be taken into consideration before performing the adoration or japam. In this way, the method prescribed in the Vedas is also established. Such type of adoration also bestows all the pleasures and the desired rewards. With the achieving of all the desires of the mind, one also achieves the desired padarthas, and this is called the adoration. This interpretation of adoration is popular with the people as well as the Vedas. The karmas of the casual as well of daily nature bestow the reward after some time, while the kamya karmas bestow quick results. The karmas of daily nature bestow awards according to the fortnight, month, year, respectively. By performing adoration, one achieves the respective fruits. The sins are also destroyed in the same sequence. On the fourth day of the black fortnight, Mahaganapati is adored, which destroys the sins of a fortnight and bestows pleasures for the same period. On the fourth moon day of the month of Chaitra, when Mahaganapati is adored, its effect lasts for 1 month. With Leo in the sun during the fourth moon day of the month of Bhadrapada, the adoration of Mahaganapati bestow comforts for a year. On the seventh moon day of the month of Shravana, falling on Sunday during the Hasta constellation, and on the seventh bright day of the month of Magha, one should adore Surya Narayana. During the months of Jyeshtha and Bhadrapada, on the 10th moon day during the Shravana constellation, if Lord Vishnu is adored, bestows the desired reward. The adoration of Vishnu performed during the month of Shravana bestows the desired reward, besides keeping the healthy body. The person who achieves the reward by giving away in charity the 12 padarthas, see chapter 15.43 to 44, earning the related reward. The same reward is achieved by adoring Vishnu on the 12th day of the moon. On the 12th moon day, when a person adores the 12 Brahmana, extending 16 modes of worship with 12 names of Vishnu, the gods feel pleased with the same. Similarly, by serving food to the 12 Brahmanas with the respective names of the gods feel pleased with the same. On the ninth day of the moon, when the sun is in the Cancer cycle of zodiac, during the Mrigashira constellation, a person desirous of pleasures should adore the goddess Amba, who bestows all the pleasures. During the bright ninth day of the month of Ashwin, in case the goddess Bhagavati is adored, she bestows the desired rewards. Particularly so during the 14th dark day falling on Sunday. Particularly during the Ardra or Maha-Ardra constellation, the adoration of Shiva results in bestowing the best reward. Further, the Shiva Puja performed on the 14th dark day of the month of Magha fulfills all the desires. It increases the age, destroys the death, and bestows all the success to the people on the 14th moon day falling in the Ardra constellation during the month of Jyeshtha. During the month of Jyeshtha, one should adore Shiva. During the Ardra constellation of the month of Mrigashira, one should adore Lord Shiva with the 16 methods in the form of the images. Their feet are worth seeing. By adoring Shiva, a person achieves the pleasures as well as the moksha. On the 7 weekdays, when the gods are adored in the month of Kartika, they bestow special merit. On the arrival of the month of Kartika, the learned person should adore all the gods and give away charities, perform puja, tapas, homa, and should lead a disciplined life. When the image of a particular gods has to be adored by 16 methods, it should be adored by the Brahmanas reciting the mantras and should serve food to the Brahmanas in a detached manner. By doing so, all the pains are removed. During the month of Kartika, the adoration of the gods bestows comforts of all the types. The ailments and goblins also get destroyed. On a Sunday in the month of Kartika, one should adore the sun, offering sesamum and cotton, and by doing so, leprosy and other ailments disappear. By giving away the black myrobalan, pepper, clothes, and milk, and by honoring the Brahmanas, the consumption is removed. By giving away the lamp and mustard oil, the ailments like epilepsy get removed. In case one adores Lord Shiva on Monday in the Krittika constellation, his poverty is destroyed and his house is filled with fortunes. By giving away house, fields, and household things, one gets all types of riches. On Tuesday during Krittika constellation, in case Kartikeya is adored, giving away a lamp, bell, etc., a person achieves excellence in his speech. In case Vishnu is adored on Tuesday during the Krittika constellation, and with the giving away of the card and cooked rice, one achieves competent children. In case one adores Brahma with riches during the Krittika constellation, giving at the same time honey and ghee, a person rises in heights and there is an increase in the comforts. By adoring Ganesha on Friday, during the Krittika constellation, offering the fragrance and flowers, the homely pleasures of the people are increased. By giving away in charity the gold and the silver, even the barren woman gets the sun. When the Krittika constellation falls on Saturday, then the Dikpalas should be adored. By adoring the elephants of the directions, the serpents, the protectors of the Setu bridge, Triambaka, the destroyer of the sins, Rudra and Vishnu, Brahma, the bestower of wisdom, Dhanvantari and Ashwani Kumaras, the ailments as well as the untimely death are destroyed and one feels peaceful. By giving away in charity salt, iron, oil, black gram, ginger, chilies, pepper, long pepper, the fragrant stuff, besides the water and other liquid things in addition to the hard stuff equivalent to a prastha or 64 tolas when given in the month of Pausha and adoring them in the early morning. Shiva and other gods, when adored appropriately, bestow all types of success. The Naivedya of superior quality of rice or that of Havishya is considered to be the best. In the month of Pausha, in case several types of Naivedya are offered to the sun, one gets excellent reward. A person who gives away in charity the food in the month of Margashirsha, all his desires are fulfilled. The ritualistic performance for the washing out of the sins, the success in one's mission, removal of ailments, achieving of dharma, proper knowledge of the Vedas, devotion towards the noble deeds, the gaining of the best place in the present as well as the future world, and an increase in the knowledge could be achieved in case a person gives food in charity in the month of Margashirsha, or otherwise, if a person getting up early in the morning during the month of Margashirsha, desirous of enjoying pleasure for 3 days, should adore the gods, but before the start of the month of Pausha, till the next day of the month does not start. Up to that time, the month of Pausha remains. By controlling all the senses during this 1 month, observing fast without taking food, one should recite the mantra of Gayatri, the mother of the Vedas. Thereafter, till a person goes to sleep, one should recite the Panchakshara or other mantras. While achieving wisdom in this way, the Brahmana achieves salvation after his death. The woman of other varnas can achieve the same reward by taking bath thrice a day, that is, in the morning, noon, and the evening. By reciting of the Panchakshara mantra always, one achieves the spotless wisdom. By the reciting of the favorite mantras, the terrific sins are washed out. In the month of Pausha, the Maha Naivedya should be offered. A bhara, 95 kilos of superior type of rice, a prastha of black pepper, and the other padarthas should be given. 12 times more in weight. The honey and the ghee should be given a quarter in weight. The queen grain should be given a drona, 16 seers in weight. Besides these, 18 edible things should be given. The sweet balls fried in ghee, the modaka, besides the 12 padarthas, including the superior type of rice, should also be given. The coconut, the betel nut should be given, each 12 in number. The betel leaves should be 36 in number. The fragrant powder, 5 types of fragrances, camphor, cloves, gourd, betel, nutmeg should be added in the betel. The Naivedya thus offered is called Maha Naivedya. After offering the Maha Naivedya to the god, the people who are devoted to the said god should distribute the Naivedya according to the sequence of the Varnas. By giving away the Maha Naivedya in charity together with the cooked rice, the devotee becomes the ruler on earth. O Brahmanas, by giving away the Mahanaivedya 1,000 times with cooked rice, the donor lives full life in this world and even in Satyaloka. A devotee who donates the Mahanaivedya 3,000 times, he achieves the heaven and is never born on earth again. The 36,000 of Mahanaivedyas are called Janma Naivedyas. To donate Mahanaivedyas of this member is quite important and has been called as Mahapurna. The Naivedya of Shiva is called Janma Naivedya, and by giving away the same in charity, a person has not to be reborn on earth. On an auspicious day in the month of Kartika, or on the first day of the said month in the Vyatipata Yoga, during the constellation of the birth, or on the full moon day, Janma Naivedya should be got prepared, or otherwise when the constellation of the birth falls in any other month, or when the Purna Yoga is there, one should arrange for the Janma Naivedya. Or alternatively, when the Saturn is in combination with the constellation of the birth, Janma Naivedya should be given, and by doing so, one achieves the fruit of Janmarpana. With the performing of Janmarpana, Shiva is pleased and he bestows the Sayujya type of salvation. This Janma Naivedya should be offered to Shiva alone. Because of the form of Linga and Yoni, Shiva give the birth. Therefore, in order to relieve oneself of the rebirth, Shiva should be adored. The entire movable and immovable world is the form of the Bindu, spot, and Nada, sound. The spot sounds for Shakti, for the while Shiva stands for Nada, sound. Therefore, the entire world has the form of Shiva and Shakti. Nada, sound, is the base of Bindu, spot, and the base of Bindu is the world. Both Nada and the Bindu have been established as the base of the world. With the union of the Bindu and Nada, it unites. With the union of the Bindu and Nada, it unites with all the arts. This is the cause of the creation, there is no doubt about it. Linga is the form of Bindu and Nada, which is the cause of creation of the universe. Bindu is the goddess, while Linga is the form of Shiva. Therefore, in order to escape from the rebirth, one should adore Shiva Linga. Because the Bindu is the form of the goddess, happens to be the mother, and Linga in the form of Shiva is the father. By adoring the parents, one achieves immense bliss. Therefore, in order to achieve the highest bliss, one should adore Shiva Linga. The goddess happens to be the mother of the entire universe, while Shiva is the father. Such of the people who adore the parents, they remain graceful over their sons. O Munishwaras, Shiva bestows the fortunes over his devotees by his grace alone, and one has the benefit of the bliss as well. Taking it to be the form of the parents, Shiva Linga should be adored. Shiva has the form of a male, while Prakriti has the form of a female. Those who live in it are called unclear womb is called the Purusha, and the one who clearly lives in the womb in the form of Mahat Tattva is called Prakriti. The Adi Garbha Purusha alone, because of his relationship with Prakriti, is conceived with womb. Therefore, he is called Janaka. When the Purusha and Prakriti are united, then it is called the first birth. With the emerging of Prakriti, it is called the second birth. The Jiva therefore gets the birth and the death from Purusha. Certainly, the birth is induced by Maya as an extraneous source. The word Jiva means that which gets decayed even from the time of birth. Another meaning of the Jiva is that which is born enmeshed and entwined. Hence, the devotee shall worship the primordial phallic image for loosening the knot and the nooses of the birth. The word Bhaga means the primordial nature because it increases and flourishes. The Shabda mantras, etc., the cosmic sound principle, that is, all objects of enjoyment evolved out of Prakriti, being enjoyed by the sense organs. The word Bhaga comes to mean that which gives Bhaga. Bhaga is, of course, the Prakriti, and Bhagavan is Lord Shiva himself. Bhagavan alone bestows the worldly pleasures. No one else except him bestows the worldly pleasures. Bhagavan is indeed the Lord of Bhaga. Therefore he is also called Bhaga. Bhaga is meant for Linga, and the Linga is meant for bhaga in this world as well as in the Paraloka. Shiva Linga of Mahadeva should be adored with bhaga. The sun is the creator of the universe, therefore it is also called as bhaga. Shiva should be adored in the form of Linga, which produces the world. The symbol which stands for Linga is called Shiva Linga. The Purusha who is revealed by the speaking of the word Linga, he is called Shiva. The, the combined form of Shiva and Shakti is called Linga. With the adoration of Shiva Linga, Shiva gets pleased. There is no other purpose for this Linga. This symbol is the initial cause of birth, and by adoring the same, a devotee is freed from the birth. Even the foolish Prakrita Even the foolish Prakrita people should adore the Linga by 16 outer as well as inner methods. By adoring the Linga, thus on Sundays, one is relieved of the rebirth. On Sunday, the Mahalinga should be adored with the Om mantra. On Sunday, particularly, Shiva should be bathed with Panchagavya, which include cow dung, urine, milk, curd, and ghee, which should be mixed together, and this mixture is called Panchagavya. The linga should be bathed separately with milk. The Naivedya should be prepared with payasam made of honey, juice of sugarcane, and milk, and should be offered to Shiva Linga reciting the Omkara mantra. Omkara is the Dhvani Linga, while Nada Linga is Swayambhu. Bindu Linga is the form of yantra in which Makara is established. Ukara is Charalinga, movable. Akara is the body of the Guru. In this way, the 6 types of lingas should be adored, and by doing so, one is freed from the bondage during the lifetime. Adoring Shiva with devotion relieves the people from the cycle of birth and death and bestows salvation. By wearing the rosary of Rudraksha, one earns 1/4 of the merit. By application of the ashes, one earns half the merit. The reciting of the mantra earns 1/3 of the merit, and with the performing of the adoration, one earns full merit. O Brahmanas, whosoever reads this chapter with devotion or listens to it, his devotion in Shiva is established and it keeps on increasing. Iti Shri Shiva Mahapurane Prathamayang Vidyesvara Samhitayang Parthiva Puja Prakaradi Varnanang Nama Shodashadhyaya.